Hey guys, my name is John, and in this video we're going to be remaking ESPNFC's top 10 strikers of this 2022 and 2023 season. Now for those who don't know, ESPN just released this week their top 100 players of this season, varied by positions. So there's a top 10 list for strikers, there's a top 10 list for wingers, there's a top 10 list for fullbacks, center backs, etc., etc. You get the picture. And ever since it was released on Tuesday, it has gotten so much disagreements and so many negativities and a lot of attention on Twitter and social media in general. So I thought, why not make my very own list and compare it to the original? Just like I said in the beginning of the video, today we're just going to be focusing on purely the top 10 strikers. But if you guys want to see the other list being remade by my opinion, let me know in the comments down below. And please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. With that being said, let's briefly go check out ESPNFC's top 10 strikers of the 2022-2023 season. Alright guys, I had to step outside for a bit, but I'm back. So this is the ESPNFC top 10 strikers of the 2022-2023 season. We got Erling Haaland at first. No disagreements there. Karim Benzema, Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen, Robert Lewandowski, Gabriel Jesus, Randall Colomani, Alexander Isak, Vlahovic, and Jonathan David. Yeah, my list is going to be different for sure as I'm looking through all of these. I can just already tell. Lewandowski at number 5. Are you kidding me? This is rough. All right. Well, now we're going to do our tier list. Okay, guys? So I'll see you. And yeah, let's get to it. So first off, Benzema. All right, so what we know about Benzema this season, he just came out from winning the Ballon d'Oro, which was well deserved, of course. But he had a lot of injuries this season, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go check the stats real quick. Okay, so yeah, Benzema had some injury issues, it seems like it, because he only played 24 La Liga games, 35 matches total this season, 31 goals, 5 assists. Not bad at all. Especially with the injuries and stuff, but it wasn't 2021-2022 Karim Benzema. I mean, this guy, if you look at this, man, 54 games, 50 goals, 17 assists. He contributed to 67 goals in 54 games, guys. Like that's insane, you know. 1.35 goals plus assists per 90 minutes. There's definitely a step down. Real Madrid itself didn't play as well in the La Liga this season. It was mostly Vinicius this Champions League too, if we're being quite honest. He took over Real Madrid this season in the Champions League with, you know, that semifinal against Manchester City. Even though they lost 4-0 at the Etihad, he still was able to get a goal there. And then before that, like even in the group stages, he was doing well. And versus Liverpool, he was the star, and versus Chelsea, he was also the main focus, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I think Benzema cannot be. What was ESPNFC ranking him? Number 2, right? Yeah, I couldn't put him on number 2 or even above. Or even number 3, if we're being quite honest. I would have to put him at like around 5 for now. Just because as I see these guys, you know, Osimhen and Lewandowski, leave it at that. And then if we need to make a readjustment after we're done ranking them all, then we'll do it. But for now, Benzema is number 5. Next up, we got Haaland. I'm not even going to debate this. This is clear number 1. I mean, what... Statistically speaking, you really can't put into words what Haaland just did this season. And then on top of that, he just won the treble with Manchester City. That just speaks for itself, you know. So yeah, we're not going to talk much about it. Haaland number 1. I can't disagree with that. Gabriel Jesus. Okay, new club. He was actually, I think he started off really well for Arsenal. And then, unfortunately, he picked up some injuries as well, like Karim Benzema. But he didn't play as much as Karim did, actually. So he only played 36 games this season, 11 goals, 7 assists, and yeah, only 2,400 minutes pretty much, which is not that much at all. So yeah, he didn't play as much as Karim Benzema did, or the other strikers did. So that kind of disqualifies him to even be considered top five. So, there you go. So yeah, Jesus was playing really well up until his injury. I mean, he was fitting really well in Arteta's system. Arsenal was definitely getting the most of him. He was playing where he would like to play, which is like the mid, the center forward, like false nine kind of role. Kind of reminded me of Romario back in the day. In the FC Barcelona days. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to see Romario back then, but I've seen clips of him. And how he plays, so he kind of reminded me of Romario. For what he played really well, but it's just not enough for him to be considered in the top five, I think. So I have him. I think I'm gonna put him at number. I want to say let's put him right here for now, and then we'll see what happens. Harry Kane, who who is in Spurs, unfortunately for him, but even though he's at Spurs, he's still putting up big numbers. I believe he scored 30 goals this season in the Premier League, so that's already speaking volume of what kind of a striker he is, what he's capable of on a given day, even at a not so great Spurs team this season, where they finished, I think, 7th. So yeah, I mean, Harry Kane is still proven to be one of the best strikers in the world. I want to put him right now at number 3, 3 to 4 right now. So we'll see what happens. Alexander Isak came from Real Sociedad for about 70 million after Newcastle was bought out from the other Arabs really well this season. And Isak was doing pretty decent for them until I believe he picked up also an injury, just like Gabriel Jesus did. But I think he played less than Gabriel Jesus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he played only 32 games, 22 Premier League games, 32 games total, 11 goals, 2 assists, 2,038 minutes total. Yeah, so he picked up quite the injuries over the course of the season. So I can't really put him above even Gabriel Jesus right now. So I think I'm just gonna put him right here for now. So with that being said, Jonathan David, guys, he had a really good season for Lille. He's a Canadian player, I believe. So he had a really good season, like I said. I think he had like 24 goals or something this season for Lille, which is not the best of teams in the French league right now. I think they're number 5th. I think they finished number 5th or something like that. So there you go. I mean, Lille won the Ligue 1 a couple years ago, I believe. So there you can just tell, like, by the standings, or by where they were before to now, like how much their level has diminished. So I think because of that, because he's not even in like the best French team or one of the best French teams out there right now, that just kind of speaks volume to what he's capable of if he was put in a much more high level team. So for me, Jonathan David goes, I think he goes for sure right now over here, 6. So Colomani, we got Colomani now. This guy he's gonna be something, I feel like. I mean, you already kind of got glimpses from him in the World Cup, and even before that, he was already grabbing attention from the French league, if I'm not mistaken. He was in a French team. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Frankfurt, I mean, they're not the best team in the Bundesliga. I think they finished like 8th. Sure, they didn't qualify for the Champions League, nor they qualify for the Europa. So they were already struggling. And yeah, and even the absences of like some of the players, like Kostic, he left Frankfurt to go to Juventus, I believe. And so him putting up those numbers in spite of Frankfurt's lack of level right now, is impressive. So I'm going to. This is gonna be tough, but I think I'm gonna put Isak at 9, and then I'm going to maybe move down Jonathan David to number 7, and then put Colomani number 6, because I think Colomani has been pretty decent, man. He's been pretty good. We move on to Lewandowski. I honestly think Lewandowski should be at least top 3, man. New club, new atmosphere, new environment, new hometown, new language, new teams. Just everything new, and in spite of all of that, the man was Pichichi in his first year at Barcelona. The man, he won the league title and he won the Supercopa against Real Madrid. So just by saying that, I'm just gonna put him at number 3. I mean, he's definitely fit in really well in Xavi's system. I mean, they're not. Barcelona's not where I think they could be in the future with Xavi, but even in the construction phase of Barcelona, Lewandowski was doing really well, and so. But I know he can do much better. But for his first season, I'm going to say he's definitely a top 3 striker this season. So then we got Osimhen. I think he's straight up number 2. Napoli. We already know what Napoli represents this season. If you didn't watch Napoli, man, I would highly suggest you go look at their highlights. They're very fun to watch. Outside of Manchester City, they are probably the most fun team to watch this season. I'm going to put him at number 2. He really stepped up his game, especially with the new additions to Napoli like Kvaratskhelia. So I want to say he's definitely number 2. 44 matches, 38 goals, 6 assists, 5 yellow cards, but that's not really important. And he played only 3,436 minutes, guys. So, he's averaging 1 goal per game, or he's contributing to at least one goal per game. I mean, again, we can flip these two. We can put Lewandowski at number 2 and Victor Osimhen at number 3, but I'm gonna pick Victor Osimhen just because of his season and Napoli itself, them playing really well, winning the league for the first time in so long. So yeah, number 2 for me, Victor Osimhen, and then Vlahovic for me, number 10. I mean, second year at Juventus, still not really living up to what he was worth. I believe he was worth like 50 million, I think, or at least 60. But he's not living up to what he originally cost, and so I'm gonna put him at number 10. But yeah, guys, this is my list. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you agree with this list? Do you not? Who would you put first? Who would you put second, third, fifth, whatever? Let me know your list down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. And like I said before, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see the other lists being remade, whether it's the center back or the goalkeeper or whatever you want to call it. Just let me know which one you want to see next, and we'll get that one started, okay? Alright, guys. Well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.